There are a lot of important financial decisions to make in our 60s and 70s, and they are often interrelated. Licensed insurance agent Danyel Dicicco from RBF Capital Management Retirement Solutions and Aaron Fountain, registered Social Security analyst, are here to help. That's a lot of things to worry about all at once. Two of our big concerns of retirement and Social Security. So let's talk about how they are interrelated, because people may not realize that. Can someone go on Medicare, Danyel, without or with taking Social Security? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. They can go on Medicare and not take their Social Security benefits.
Okay.
We help people get their application for the Part B so that we can walk them through how to not take those benefits if they don't want to, because the question is a little bit funny how they answer it on the website there.
Okay.
And we usually do that with them about 3 months before they get ready to go on Medicare.
Okay, well that's good, because somebody's insurance needs may be different than their income needs.
That's correct.
So it's nice that you're able to help us sort this out. All right, Aaron, I have so many Social Security questions for you, and I won't ask the big one of will there be any left when I get there. But let's start with differences. Men, women, baby boomers. Why does all of that matter so much when we're debating Social Security and how to manage it?
Well, the importance in navigating Social Security is when you take it and what you're taking it. For example, for women, it's more impacting. In the time that women are coming into retirement today, they didn't have as high of income, so they're a little more dependent upon spousal benefits of their husbands.
Interesting. Absolutely. Our moms didn't work as much.
Very common,
right?
Not as much. So then they have the option. They're going to have their own retirement benefits that they look at. They're going to have potentially spousal benefits and the survivor benefits. And it is the statistic that typically women outlive men by about 14 years. That's a long time to be in retirement. Yeah. So how you coordinate all that and when you take it will make the difference. I've seen in $20,000 to $200,000 present value dollars over the lifetime plan.
And is that what you do? You understand all these equations and can crunch these numbers to help show people what the impact is?
Yes.
How do you think that's going to change down the road? Say, you know, I'm 15 years away from, you know, probably needing that, but yet I have made more money. So will we allocate it differently when the next round comes through?
Well, then people might more likely be looking at their own retirement benefits, but there's always going to be a survivor. Sometimes it's flipped. The way things are happening now, there might be men who are stay-at-home dads, and the woman is the bread earner. Still, there's always going to be a survivor. There's always that importance to look at the projections and when and how you should file, either as an individual or as a couple, even as a business owner, and how much you pay yourself going forward. A lot of nuances, a lot of gears to observe when you're talking about planning out how and when you're going to take your benefits.
And because it's important money that really determines the quality of life for your later years. So it doesn't get a lot more important than that. Speaking about later years, Danyel, I know something we haven't talked a lot about is final expenses in life.
Yes.
How do final expenses sort of filter into the big picture of planning, insurance, Medicare, and all of that?
Okay. So Medicare doesn't cover any final expenses.
And let's define those. I hate to say that, but I know it was
burial costs.
Okay, funeral expenses, burial. Okay.
All of those last.
Right, last expenses.
Right, and as Aaron knows, Social Security only gives up to $255 as a death benefit.
Oh my goodness.
If you qualify. So it is so important to have something in place in order to not burden the rest of your family with this last minute, expense. And they can be quite expensive. I mean, anywhere from low 300s to 14,000, you know, 3,000 to 14,000. So when we look at that, final expense insurance is basically a nice little life insurance policy that can be used at the end. It doesn't go through probate, and usually a funeral home will help you with filing for that
the charge
insurance.
And have the reimbursement.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So they make it very smooth. And people think that they're really expensive, but they're not. A woman that's like 65 years old, and it's a non-smoker. She could get a $5,000 policy for about $25 a month.
Wow, that is a wonderful thing to understand.
Yep.
I mean, nothing we want to think about, of course, but as we're looking at those later in life insurance policies, that's certainly one that, you know, quite honestly, at some point we're all going to need that can really benefit our survivors.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to see all the time on media or what have you, GoFundMe put out there. That is just the biggest burden and something that a family really does not need to have that anxiety and that issue at that time when there are just such easy ways to combat that.
So with a little advanced planning and a little help with some experts, you can get these things settled ahead of time, and it's nice to know that you don't have to spend a fortune to do it. So thank you for some very important information there. For more information about any of these retirement and later in life finance questions, you can find the experts at RBF Retirement Solutions.com.